Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. I am Mike. Just turn the volume down a bit. And welcome back to the show. As you will see, I am on my own today. My learned colleague here, he is not with us today. He is absent, AWOL in fact, absent without leave. So today the show will be by myself. Hopefully Brogan will be joining us in the next few minutes. Who knows? Maybe it's just me today. But anyway, at least you get to see my beautiful face. Now, we have a busy show today. So we're going to try and get through it, as always, in about 45 minutes. We have some news about Ethereum. We have some news about Cardano. As you know, Cardano is one of my favorite projects in crypto. We have some news about Gala. We covered Gala 4 or 5 weeks ago, and Gala absolutely tanked, even though we had said it was going to go to 3, 4, 5, 6 cents. We know why it tanked. We're going to cover that, and we're going to cover the recovery after we've done Cardano and Ethereum. Excuse me. After that, we've got some daily news, which we're going to cover before the quiz. You don't want to leave before the quiz. We give away free crypto wherever you're watching. And without further ado, we're going to go and take a look at the markets. Yesterday, I said I think we're at 34,200. And I said we could get back up to 34.6, 34.8. And I don't think we've done too badly. We're now just below 35,000. So let's go and have a look and see where we are. Give me a second. As always, we're in the studio, and it's not the easiest thing to do in the studio. So markets are up 1.2%. They were down a bit yesterday, but we're still at $1.3 trillion in market cap. Don't forget, we were talking about a $1 trillion market cap not that long ago. So I don't think we've done too badly at all. Good morning, IP man. If anybody is watching, Kishan, good morning. If anyone's watching, let me know how the sound levels are. I've turned the music right down and I've turned the volume right up because some people can't hear my beautiful tones. So back to the volume is down. We were at 60 billion, 66 billion at the start of the week. That's come down an awful lot. Bitcoin dominance has fallen again, 52.4%. We were over 53% last week. And Ethereum dominance is just disappearing into the ether. We don't know where that's gone. Gainers. We have some glorious gainers. Round of applause, please. PancakeSwap, Neo, Thor, Oasis, Lido, Arbitrum, Immutable X. We have, and the graph, we have some multiple double-digit gainers over the last 24 hours. Now, as always, you're not going to find too many losers on a green day. So we've got Huobi's down a little bit, Filecoin. I mean, these are negligible downs. What I think we're having now is a bit of a catch-up period where the altcoins try and catch up to Bitcoin. If we go back to look at the market cap, you'll see that Bitcoin has seriously outperformed Ethereum, seriously outperformed BNB. It's even ahead of XRP. Solana has gone up to 7th. It's ahead of Cardano and Doge. So apart from Solana, Bitcoin has been the top dog for the last 30 days at least. Anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to try and switch between camera and content today, as it is myself. So you'll see me occasionally from time to time popping up. Most of the time, I'm going to be reading the news. In fact, I do think we might have a camera angle where you can see me in the bottom corner. There we go. We are back without Brogan. So we're going to start off. The running order for this is we're going to start off with Cardano. We're going to go through a bit of news about some pretty big and exciting developments with Cardano, and then we're going to look at the price action. Again, I've been harping on for the last 2 weeks at least that there were psychological barriers that certain coins had to get over. One of those for me was 30 cents with Cardano. The other was 60 cents for XRP, and we had different prices for different coins. Cardano did break 30 cents, and I said that the next target was going to be 40 cents. So we're going to have a look at that in a minute. But Cardano unveils partner chains, pioneering blockchain networks. Cardano and IOG founder Charles Hoskinson unveiled a modern framework that's set to reshape the way forward for blockchain expertise. In opposition to the backdrop of Cardano Summit 2023, his visionary framework introduces the idea of companion chains, providing builders and validators the chance to harness Cardano's core strengths and cutting-edge sciences to create their very own optimized blockchain networks. The inaugural companion chain to undertake the groundbreaking framework is Midnight, the IOG information protection-focused blockchain, marking a major milestone in Cardano's evolution. The announcement on the ADA Summit 2023 is the end result of 4 years of analysis and improvement. Now, this is huge news. Let's just see if there's anything else in here that I need to read out. Embracing companion chains, the layer 1 chain not solely turns into the last word settlement layer, but additionally addresses these challenges head on. The safety is bolstered via stake pool operators, and the Minotaur protocol permits validators from various blockchain ecosystems to contribute successfully. Babel charges resolve tokenomics points for brand new networks, whereas compensating SPOs in ADA. Now, this I've mentioned a couple of times on the stream, and the reason I think this is important is that for the last few weeks we've been looking at Cosmos and NBTC. If you go back further, we saw that Cardano and Charles was offering to use the Cardano validators to help validate other blockchains, maybe smaller blockchains that need it, because obviously blockchains, the fewer the validators, the more susceptible to attack they are. Now, what Charles mentioned 6, maybe 12 months ago now was that Cardano could become a validator of multiple chains. And that got me really excited, because the idea of being able to stake your ADA and receive compensation, commission, whatever you want to call it, in ADA and in a secondary token, such as Solana, such as Phantom, such as, I'm trying to think of a smaller chain now that might use it, even Cosmos. That excites me because it harnesses what Cardano is really good at. And Cardano is really good at its decentralized proof of stake. So from my point of view, this is a massive move by Charles. And as I said yesterday, Charles plays chess, not checkers. So everything he does, he doesn't care about the price. He doesn't care if it's 20, 30, 50 cents. He cares about building a framework, a robust framework. Yes, it's been slow to build on. Yes, the transactions are slow. But look at everything else around Cardano. Look at the community, the ADA gang. Look at the percentage of ADA staked is ridiculous. The one thing that brings with it, however, is a certain level of stability. So Cardano has often been referred to as a stable coin because the price doesn't move the same way that it moves with Solana or XRP. It's just a stable cryptocurrency. And if you want to look at the future of how other cryptocurrencies could be, look at Cardano. It's built out, it's secure, it's trying to solve real world problems, and there's no, the price volatility isn't there. Yes, it's going to move up maybe 10x in the next bull run, but in terms of how we've seen Cardano fall and rise in the last 12 months, it's fallen slowly. It's not had the same peaks and troughs that other chains have had. So for me, Cardano is a big tip for the next bull run. But we're going to move on and we're going to have a look at the price action. I am trying to keep an eye on chat as I do this, but you'll have to wait while I keep up with everything. So wherever you are, you should have either red envelopes or boxes dropped. Give me a second. So I am going to try and keep on top of those boxes as we go. So as the boxes are accepted, I'm going to try and drop more as we go along. because everybody loves a little bit of free crypto. And don't forget, if you're new here, we do stream nearly every day. We're probably going to stop streaming on Sundays because it's just so tiring. But apart from that, we stream Monday through to Saturday. Right, that should be that done. So let's have a little look at Cardano. Now, as I said, we had a psychological barrier at 30 cents, which was this line here. As you can see, we tried to break above it and also break above the moving average. We didn't. We came back down. We suffered from probably, what period of time is this? From July of recent times up until the end of October, we sat under the bull market support band. We can go back further and we can see that Cardano has struggled ever since the bull market. It's tried to break above, as you can see here, it's tried to break above, it failed. It tried to use it as support, it failed again, it's come back down. It just can't get above it. Now, if the past is anything to go by, we would expect Cardano to make a move down. So what we would expect is something like this, is the move up to the 40 cent mark, which I've been talking about, and then another doldrums run down to the 28 level, 27 level, whatever it might be. But I think we're out of the bull run, and I think that's the key. So we're out of the bear market, and I think that's the key. Where we are now is we are in the pre-hysteria, pre-halving kind of void where price action is being affected by the markets. We're all waiting on the ETFs, and Cardano will benefit from that because it's a top 10 coin. If you look at what investors would want to invest in, and you offered them a choice of Cardano or Pepe, institutional investors that is, they're never going to pick Pepe. They're always going to pick Cardano. So when you look at the ETF approvals, which are coming hopefully in the next 3 months, once Bitcoin is approved, the next stop on that train line is Ethereum. Once Ethereum gets approved, guess where we go next? We go to the XRPs, the Solanas, and the Cardanos of the world. That's going to bring a huge influx. I mean, look at the size of Bitcoin compared to Ethereum. It's 3 times the size. Look at Bitcoin compared to Solana and Cardano. It's 20 times or 30 times the size. So it only takes a fraction of the money that goes into Bitcoin to move into Cardano to see it absolutely rip. So in the short term, what we are looking for here is we are looking for Cardano to, let's just expand this a little bit. We're looking for Cardano to come up towards this range here where it's been in the past. And this is 37 cents. Now, if you look at a previous level to aim for, I would be looking at 45 cents for Cardano. Now, that is a 50% move, and I'm not saying that's going to happen overnight. But I do think that if we can break this area here, if you look, we've come up to this and now we're struggling above it. What could happen? If we get rejected, we're going to come back down to the bull market support band, which is here. Now, that's at 28.5 cents, which is 10% down from where we are now. So that's the downside for Cardano. But I say this quite a lot about certain coins. Is this a coin you want to hold for the bull market run? Is this a coin that you can expect something like a 10x in the next bull run if everything goes to plan? The answer is yes and yes. For me, Cardano should be part of your portfolio. It's not sexy. It doesn't move as much as everything else moves. It's a laggard. But the technology behind it, the team behind it, and the community behind it, for me, makes Cardano a very special coin. And if you go through the top 10, it's unique amongst everything else in the top 10 because that community's been there since day one. That community's been there since 5 cents. So if they've bought in at 5 cents, they're a 6 or 7x up from where we are today. So for me, Cardano, in the short term, if we can get above 33.2 cents, so that's less than a cent from where we are now, then I would expect a move up to this volume area here, which is at 36.37 cents. That's my move for Cardano. But I have been slightly more bullish the last couple of weeks than normal, simply because of the sheer movement of the market. I wasn't expecting us to be at $35,000 by now. We are. So I have to rethink where the market could go. Is the market going to carry on moving up? Are we going to have a period of consolidation? I think we are, I'm trying to think of the right term. We are neutral bullish across the board now, in my opinion. And neutral bullish means that I don't see too much downside. I think we've had our $15,000 Bitcoin. I think now we're going to move up. And I think 40 cents is the target for ADA in the very short term, potentially in the next couple of weeks. So Cardano for me, I would definitely not be shorting Cardano today. I would wait. If we go down to 31 cents, that's where I would look to accumulate. If we rip, I would look to sell at between 38 and 40 cents if you want to take profits. Otherwise, accumulate at these prices, because the worst case scenario, Cardano goes to $2 and it doesn't reach its all-time high, but you've still 7x'd or 6.5x your money. So bear that in mind. Not everything is going to be 100x. You want a stable return. If you've got $10,000 in crypto, you really want to be walking away with $100,000 in 2 years' time. So that's the way I look at things. I don't look at it and go, well, I'm going to put $10,000 in and I expect to make $10 million, because that's an unrealistic target for yourself. Now we're going to go and have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum actually surprised me because I was expecting a bit more of a move to the downside, and we didn't get that. We've actually done reasonably well, and we've come back up. I thought when we went below 1800, we might see a bit more downside. I'm just checking chat. See if everything is all right. I'm not seeing any complaints about the volume. Very nice project, Ada. Yes, I agree. It certainly is. Remember, also, something very important. Let me put the camera back on for this before we go any further. So remember, this is supposed to be a two-way stream. This is a two-way conversation. If you have questions about ADA, Ethereum, Gala, any other projects you want to talk about, just mention them in chat and I'll try and pick them up as we go through the show. In addition, if you don't agree with me, if you think ADA's going to 10 cents or ADA's going to $1, let me know in chat. This is supposed to be two-way. That's why we're here. We are here to try and give you the information that we have as best we can. And we try and do that without shilling projects and giving you unrealistic targets. So make sure you take advantage of us and comment in chat. Let us know what you think. We are more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Now, let's get back to the article, which is how Ethereum's exchange deposits could aid in an ETH comeback. Net exchange deposits of Ethereum hit a 5-month high, according to data from Into the Block, the crypto market insight, and that just ended. Great. Ethereum just at a 5-month peak in net exchange deposits yesterday, 127,000 ETH flowing into the exchanges. So what's that? That's about 0.1% of the total supply. The last time ETH recorded a higher number was in May. A deposit into a crypto exchange is an on-chain transaction. We know about this. Inflows like this usually mean that the crypto in question could risk. Who's written this article? Okay, so I'll try and explain this in English because this doesn't seem to be doing a very good job. When you see a whale move 10,000 Bitcoin to an exchange or 300,000 ETH to an exchange, it means that there's going to be selling pressure on that coin. And it's normally a bad sign. So why would a whale, think about it logically, why would a whale move 200,000 Ethereum to an exchange that's in cold storage, for example? Why would he do that or she do that? They're not going to do it to stake it on chain through the exchange. They're going to do it to sell. Similarly, when you see $50 million worth of USDT go to an exchange, that's when there's going to be price action. You don't know what they're going to buy. You just know there's going to be price action. More than likely, it's going to be Bitcoin. So when you see a massive influx of cash, that will push the buying pressure. When you see an influx of cryptocurrency, that will push the sell pressure, which is negative. So cash, positive, crypto, negative. That's the kind of rough rule of thumb that you will have. Holders also use the level to take profits. I agree. ETH could trade around 1778. Now, this is what I thought was going to happen. I thought we were going to see a little retracement to the downside. I'm going to very quickly bring up the charts and show you what I mean. Because Ethereum's been acting differently the last few weeks than I expected. I said on the channel about 2 or 3 weeks ago, there's something amiss with Ethereum, with the project. And I didn't know what it was, and I couldn't put my finger on it. Something didn't feel quite right about Ethereum. So let me change cameras so at least you can see my beautiful shiny head. There we go. So what happened for me was Ethereum back in June was sitting above the bull market support band. It had a good run. I don't know if anybody remembers. At the start of April, it had a good run up, broke 2,000, then failed at 2,000 twice. Then we broke back down below the moving average. We struggled to get back up, and now we've broken above it. Now, what I was expecting to see was some kind of consolidation to the downside. So I was expecting us to come back down to this level here, which is at 17, let's call it 1730. That was my first move down. Then my second move down was to about the 1650 range, which was here. Okay, so we're in here, and I'm thinking this is where we're going to stay. We're going to break up, we're going to break up, we're going to fail again, and we're going to come back down to this level. That's what I expected to happen. Now, we've had a little bit of a prolonged rally on Bitcoin, which has helped. And now Ethereum is sitting in this nice little channel where it's putting in higher lows and higher highs. So potentially what we could see, if we drag this in this direction a bit, what we could see is this kind of action for the rest of November, potentially, where we touch 1900, we come back down to 1800. We could be stuck in this range. Alternatively, there is the case to suggest that Ethereum could break out of this to the upside and maybe retest a higher level. So if you look over here, we were sitting at 1870. So potentially we could see a move up to this area here, and then we come back down to here, 1730. But whichever way it is, I'm not expecting us to go up forever, but I do expect us to go up and test this slightly higher price. It's only 1-2% up from where we are. And if we break and we look at where we have in the past, we have this area that we have always had with Ethereum, and that is the struggle at $2,000. I think we're too early to get to $2,000 and take it. I don't think that that's a move for us right this moment in time in Ethereum. I think we're going to battle between 1750, 1850, and I think we're going to be in that range for a little while. And for me, that's a good thing, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to have buyer exhaustion. If we do this and we come all the way up, then what else happens is the RSI comes all the way up. Then the RSI becomes overbought. Then there's a cooling off period. And if we've shot up too high, we have no resistance. We have no support on the way back down. So it's going to come straight back down. Look at this here. We came up, we shot up, we came back down to the range we were at before, and then we fell. Now, if we mimic that, which I've just drawn it, if we mimic that, we're going to follow the same pattern that we have. We followed it here, we followed it here, except this time we fell below the moving average. This time we used it as support. I don't think we're going to break down again. I think we are too far towards. I think we've got too much good news on the cards, and I think anything that drops. 1 second. Anything that drops to 1750 is going to be bought, I think, at this stage, because I think we could be pushing towards this area in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So again, everything depends on Bitcoin, but I see a lot of positive things about Ethereum. But there's still something at the back of my mind that I can't get away from, and I don't know what it is. There's something about Ethereum that just isn't sitting comfortably with me, and it's more of a community and strategy thing than anything else. I'm not saying it's going to go to zero. I'm not saying Ethereum is going to be killed by Solana or something else. What I'm saying is there's just something wrong at the top. Vitalik isn't as active as he used to be. Cardano are criticizing them. Solana's had a pop at them. They're not replying. They're not coming back and saying what the strategy is. So there's a fundamental problem that I can't put my finger on with Ethereum. And yes, they could be away working on sharding and other things that they're working on. And you know, you do have a lot of very powerful layer 2s sitting on top. So I'm not saying it's going to go anywhere. It just feels wrong. There's something, it's uncomfortable. It's like watching Manchester United at the minute. There's nothing wrong with the players. There's nothing wrong with the managers, but they keep losing. And they keep losing because the people at the very top have indecision and are not making the decisions. And that filters down. So you can have the greatest blockchain in the world, led by one of the greatest blockchain minds in the world, in Vitalik. But if that team around him aren't supporting him, or if he's got people that he listens to and they're in a position of indecision, that's going to be felt by everybody else in Ethereum. So that's my issue, not a problem with the charts. Now, Gala is an old friend of ours on the channel. And the reason being is that we predicted upward movement and we never got it. Good morning to Lixia and Boraboy. Welcome to the channel. I think Boraboy managed to get one of the red boxes, which is great. I don't think Lixia can claim the red box, but thank you for coming to the channel. I will actually check to see if we have any further comments on here before I carry on. Let me just do a refresh on this. Make sure we're up to date. Where are we? Just give me 1 second. As I say, I'm here on my own today. We have no Hollywood with us. Hollywood is AWOL. He's missing in action. I think Russell Brand may have kidnapped him. Tariq, how to kill this spam? You can't, and we have reported it several times. There is nothing we can do about the spam. It is driving most of the streamers. They can't stand it. It's just a very irritating thing to have. I can't see your comments, and it's detrimental to the stream because I can't see what you're saying to me. That's the problem I've got with it. It's just ridiculous. So Shima12, what are you doing? Spamming chat. GM Mom, what you doing? Poet Waves, the spam in chat where they spam various things in chat and you just can't see messages between them. There is no need for the same person to put the same thing 6 times in 5 seconds. It fills the chat up and I can't see what real viewers are saying to me because I can't read them. So Shimmer12, there we go, Shimmer12 and GM Money, there you go, I've pasted the same thing 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. It's just incessant. It's an absolute waste of time. Absolute waste of time, me doing this, when I can't read anything that anybody is saying because of these people. Poet Waves, it's not your fault. It's the scammers, the spammers, whatever you want to call them. They just flood the chat with absolute garbage. Okay, so Gala price prediction. More to come after 20% surge. Rival GameFi sensation also promises a 50x in 2023. Remember, we are never going to give them that. Poet Waves, I know, I shouldn't give them attention. But the issue is that I can't ignore them because then because I have to explain that I cannot see your comments to me. Unless I sit like this on the stream and just stare at the chat, I don't read what people say. And that's the issue. And it's just a constant spam. And I know they're not real people. I know they're bots. But it's utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. I don't even know how to turn them off. We've asked for the ability to ban them, and we haven't been given it. We asked in May, and before we arrived, we've asked in January, December last year. Nothing's ever been done. So, as a new bull phase unfolds in the crypto market, experts have identified where the buzz is, and that is the GameFi market. Recently popular GameFi crypto Gala hit a recovery run with multiple price growths in recent weeks, the latest being a 20% surge. Now, for those of you that don't know, and I'm not going to go through too much of this, it's more of an introduction. Let me bring the screen up so you can see me, and I'll give you a little bit of an introduction. So, Gala was one of my favorite projects in the last bull run, and it's still one of my favorite projects, except the price has been absolutely hammered. Gala isn't, for those of you that don't know what it is, Gala allows existing games to add blockchain functionality to them. You can either build a game directly onto the blockchain using Gala, or you can take an existing game and add NFTs to it, add your own coin to it, whatever it might be. And probably the biggest name associated with Gala games is The Walking Dead. Now, I'm a massive, massive fan of zombies. Anything to do with 28 days later, anything to do with World War Z, anything to do with The Walking Dead. Just let me turn the sound off on this. There we go. Anything like that, I love. So that kind of piqued my attention, because why we need Gala Games is Gala Games is going to bring retail to crypto without retail actually knowing that they're using blockchain technology. And what I mean by that is, if you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram or any of these other social media platforms, you're allowed to buy stars, you're allowed to donate to people, whatever it might be. Now, that at the minute is just a spreadsheet transaction. What Gala Games will do, it will allow you to earn in The Walking Dead, for example, and you'll earn tokens, coins from killing zombies or whatever else it might be. And then you'll be able to sell those tokens for real cash. And if you come new to The Walking Dead, or you have a lot of disposable income and you want to buy a special hacksaw or whatever it might be, you can buy it for $1 or $2, whatever it might be. And you're buying an NFT off an individual. So Gala Games is fundamentally important to gaming, to bring people to crypto. So that's why I love the project. Now, the issue is that it got hammered during the bear market, as did everything else. It was down 95%. I think the coin was at 60 cents plus in the past. It's been hammered down. It's been absolutely crushed. But the most important thing was that the founder and the CEO sued each other a week after we did our price prediction on Gala. And that's where the problem occurred, because we were going, Gala, it's going to hit the next bull run early. It's going to be releasing news upon news upon news, and it's going to be a massive, massive, massive bullish momentum behind it. And then this happened. So let me bring up the charts. I'm going to have to switch camera view again. Do this one. Right, let me bring up the chart for you. I'll explain what I mean. I don't even know the time. I don't even know if we're late, early, 11:34, and we're just getting into the second project. So this is either going to be a long one or I'm going to curtail it. Let's have a look at where we are. Okay, so this is the Gala chart. Now, we were talking about 2.7 cents as the target to get to. And we were mentioning over here the previous levels of resistance on Gala. Let me go out to the 1 day to explain it a bit better. So a little bit of a disclosure on this. We are not traders. We are not, we never profess to be professional Frankie Candles, Gareth Soloway style traders. That's not what we do. We try and do a hybrid show where we give you some news, talk about projects, and then show you the charts. So that's what we try and do. So if you don't agree with the TA, more than happy to discuss it with you. But anyway, so what happened was, back in June, maybe, did we do it in June? Possibly, or did we do it later than that? Whatever happened, they sued each other, and the price just went into this massive downward spiral of hate because they wanted to rip each other's throats out. One was suing the other one for $200 million, I believe. The other one was suing the other guy for $150 million. He accused him of stealing 100. Anyway, it was a he said argument. And it was straight after we were really bullish on Gala, and we were going to make videos about it. We were going to say, this is going to be the big game coin. I've got an article about Blazelle that whatever happens, we're going to cover. So for me, Blazelle, excellent blockchain. We'll get onto that in a minute. But Gala absolutely crushed it down here. I mean, the RSI disappeared off the screen. The price action disappeared off the screen. And now we've had a recovery. But let's keep this recovery in mind. The recovery has only brought the price back to the moving average. Okay? We're a long way from home, Dorothy. We're a long way from home. And what we need to do is we need to be looking at, let me just show you where the all-time high was. So there we go. Look at that. All-time high was, it actually went higher than I thought. So it's about 80 cents was the all-time high. So just bear that in mind. We're at less than 2 cents, and the all-time high was 80 cents. So just bear that in mind. So when we look at price action and we see these articles talking about how wonderful Gala now is and we should all buy in and we're all going to go to the moon with it, we're in the same situation we are with many other coins. It's no different. However, for me, this is a buying opportunity for Gala. Is it going to go lower than 1.3 cents after the CEO has sued the founder and the founder has sued the CEO at the pits of the bear market? Are we going to see a price lower than 1.5 cents? I don't think so. I think we're there already. So where are we looking? Now, this 4-cent price target we added probably whenever we looked at the project 6, 8, 12 weeks ago, whenever it was, before the crash. So I imagine the crash must have been, I don't know where we would have looked at the price crash, but anyway, I can dig it out of the previous show. So what I'm saying is, you're going to see this bullish news. It's going to say 20% up, but let's look at the facts. We've got to get up towards 2.6 cents, let's call it. Then we have to break 3.2 cents. And remember, Gala's quite a good coin, is it honors the fib levels. So the long-term target up here is 4.2 cents. That's where we want to get back to. When we get back to this area here and we get back above the bull market support band, so we might do something like this. That's where we want to be getting to. Now, this is one of the coins we highlighted because we saw upward momentum in the coin. We still see upward momentum in the coin. The big sword of Damocles hanging over this entire project is, of course, the court case. Is the court case going to keep suppressing the price? Or is the court case going to be finished amicably? Is there going to be a settlement? Is the CEO going to walk away and the founder regain control? What's going to happen? We don't know. I haven't read any news about it, and I read the news every day. So from my point of view, I think accumulating Gala at anywhere in this range, for me, anywhere in this range is the kill zone for Gala. This is the range I would be buying in, and that's between 1.5 and 2 cents. That's where I would be buying it, because forget the all-time high. Let's look at something realistic. If Gala launches 4 or 5 retail games in the next 2 years, that bring in 5 million people to play them across the world. A Farmville style game, The Walking Dead, an FPS like a Fortnite style game. If they bring those games in and they are a success, then Gala is going to absolutely moon. So something else, I'm going to bring the website up for you because I want to show you just like they're not Blazel. Blazel I have issues with because it's unproven, which we're going to get onto in a minute. But for me, Gala is... let's just wait for this to load. Okay. So it has a huge array of games already. Okay, and they are either part blockchain, whole blockchain. They have massive, massive, massive amounts of games, and it takes one or two or maybe three of them to be a huge success, and they're going to take off. Now, again, I'm not going into the project, but you can have your own node. There's Gala Music as well, which is somewhere down here. Gala Music, you can run your own music node, you can run your own games node, and you get a percentage of the fees. So for me, Gala, massive project, wholly support the project. Don't forget, this is not sponsored. We're not sponsored by anybody on the show. Everything we say is my opinion today. Otherwise, it'd be mine and Brogan's opinion. It's my opinion, not the opinion of the platform you're on. Certainly not the opinion of a sponsored opinion. It's just where we see the markets going. Now, let's move off the charts. We're going to skip, yet again, we're going to skip the Sam Bankman-Fried news because that really isn't that important on the grand scheme of things. He's a criminal. He's going to go to prison for the rest of his life, hopefully. So, Blazel. What is Blazel? I've covered it on the show before. It was brought to my attention by one of our Telegram users called Marlene. She asked me to go and look at the project. Blazel is a blockchain built for gaming companies to build their games on. That's what it's aimed at. My issue with Blazel is it requires adoption. Without adoption, it's a ghost chain and it's going to die. So what I think I'm going to do is run through this article and then we will skip on. So Blazel is a It's a trailblazer in layer one blockchain tech. With the creator economy posed to balloon to a mighty 480 billion. I like these ridiculously over-optimistic prices. 2027, by the way, just for the record, that's going to be coming out of the next bear market. So it was a bad year to pick to say it's $480 billion. What he should have said is either 2025 or 2029. They would have been the peaks of the next two bull runs. So clearly, whoever wrote this doesn't understand the market cycle. The Singapore-based blockchain project is on a mission to support a diverse group of creators, including but not limited to gamers, AI-backed content generators, musicians, and artists. So it's a layer one for the creator economy. Where I think the money is in this is in blockchain gaming, because NFTs folds into that quite nicely. Music actually folds into that quite nicely. So for me, this is a gaming platform. This is a platform you're going to build your game on. And just give me 1 second. I'm just trying to find out where AWOL Fitzy is. That might be his new nickname from now on. Where is this? Good morning, Ben Bello, and thank you for joining our Telegram group. And Ultimate Lab, welcome. Thank you for joining. I can't mention anything about that right now because I'm on the stream. So, Blazel. I'm not going to go through the price action of this either. What I'm going to say is that Blazel and Gala are both needed projects. They are in a niche of a market that needs to have these platforms. So what I mean by that is that we can't have Ethereum or Cardano or Solana do absolutely everything. It's just not possible. You need specific blockchains. Now, if we're going to try and bring retail to crypto, one thing that I think Gala Games needs to do is move away from Ethereum because it's too expensive. It has its own token, Gala token. I think it should move to a layer 2. I think it should move up to somewhere like Polygon and get off Ethereum. I don't think Ethereum, in the long run, should be a chain that you use for NFTs or games or anything like that. Now, Blazell, as a perfect example, if Blazell could connect itself to Cardano, Solana, Ethereum, Polygon in the future, and create a gaming blockchain that's interoperable with other chains that games are on, I see a future for Blazell. I see a future for Gala, as it is anyway, but I see a bigger future for Gala if Gala has a token that's potentially on multiple chains. So you could play the games on BSC, you could play the games on the Cardano blockchain or on the Solana blockchain. That might sound a bit crazy, but there's a lot of people who are on chains because they like those chains. I don't want to have to go to Gala on Ethereum just to play a game where I could play it on Solana and have a native Gala token to earn and then sell on the Solana chain. So there needs to be a kind of interoperability between projects, blockchains, and tokens. We've seen it with synthetic Ethereum, synthetic Bitcoin. We've seen it in the past. I think everything in the future will be more interoperable and meshed together than it is now. At the minute, we have 1,000 spider webs created by 1,000 different spiders. And at some point, they're all going to realize that having one great big spider web, all interconnected, is going to catch them more flies than having 1,000 of their own. And I think that's where we need to get to. And Blazell is a perfect example. Go and check it out. I'm very bullish on the project. I'm not very bullish on the short-term price because there is not enough adoption of that layer 1. The same with Sui. Sui has signed a deal with a South Korean game developer. That's the kind of contract that needs to be signed by Blazell with game developers. You really need 50 to 100 games on your blockchain to make it anywhere worthwhile people coming over. Why would you go and play games on this nondescript blockchain when you can go and play on Gala Games, or you can go and play on Epic Game Store or Steam or anything like that? So there has to be an attraction there in the first place. I don't think Blazell is there yet, but I think it will be in the near future. And then finally, we're not doing too badly for time. Let's switch over. I think there's only so much of my face you can take on the stream, because we all know that Hollywood is he's the face of crypto. He's the face of the channel. You know, he's got the brains and the beauty. I've just got, I don't even know what I've got, but he's the guy that normally does this kind of stuff. Today I'm on my own. I've had one sip of my vegan spa water, and I'm just trying to get through the show without breaking anything, basically. Right, where was I? I'm going to drop a box very quickly. If you give me 1 second to drop this, then we will carry on. Where are we? Comment to win. Let's have a look. UK. So remember, as I'm doing this, I haven't mentioned it, we haven't had time. The biggest thing you can do to help us out is to smash the like button, give us a follow, and go and find us on our other social media platforms. Just type Crypto Warehouse into Google and you'll find us. It really will help us out, and it doesn't cost you anything but your time. It takes you 2 minutes for you to go and find us on Google and go and give us a follow. We are nearly at multiple milestones on different platforms. I can't mention the names for obvious reasons, but we're at multiple milestones that we're probably going to hit by the end of this year, which would be amazing. So, right, I've dropped that box for you guys. I think I can drop a box over here as well. Hadju, welcome to the stream. Now, I think I can drop a box over here as well. Just give me a second. Where do I go to the box? Let's have a look. Give me a minute. I'm going to have to dig it out. Okay, I'll get on with that. I'll drop that box as soon as I can figure out what the name of the coin is. Right. So the final article of the day is to do with OpenSea. OpenSea has laid off 50% of its staff with severance in preparation for version 2.0. This is the second layoff by the pioneering NFT marketplace after the crypto winter and a stubborn bear market. So how many staff have they let go? They let go of 20% of staff in July 2022, after which it had a staff of 230. So now it's down to 115 staff. The spokesman added that around 50% of employees would be affected across all functions, and particularly mentioned number of middle managers would be reduced. The employees would receive 4-month severance packages, accelerated equity vesting, and 6 months of continued healthcare and mental health care. Now, what I will say about this is that it couldn't happen to a nicer company. I don't mean the staff that have been made redundant. I mean that OpenSea has been called many things in its time. It's been called Open Scam, which is one of the names that I quite liked. So the reason I don't like OpenSea is they were the first NFT marketplace. They dominated their rivals. They manipulated markets. They had insider trading. Their CTO or CIO or one of the top dogs there was also had insider trading. One of them's avoided a prison sentence and had to pay a $2 million fine. They were as corrupt as it could be. You would work there and you would say, okay, well, I like this crypto warehouse NFT. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list it on the front page under hot trending NFTs. And I'm going to buy 5 of them before I do that at 0.1 Ethereum. And then when they get listed under the hot trending OpenSea NFTs, CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, Decrypt, people like that would write articles saying the new crypto warehouse NFT is raging. It's up 100% in the last 24 hours. People would then go and buy it. The price would hit half an Ethereum or 1 Ethereum. The employee would then sell their 10 NFTs and make 10 Ethereum profit in 3 or 4 days. Insider trading, totally not allowed, totally immoral. The company should have been shut down, but it wasn't. And then you had Rarible come along, you had Magic Eden come along, who tried to do things by the book and have slowly but surely started to eat away at OpenSea's market share. OpenSea at one point was 90% of the market. It's now less than 60% of the market now. So I can't wait to see the end of OpenSea. I think it's a hangover from the previous version of crypto that we had, where it was really with the wild, wild west. So from my point of view, couldn't happen to a nicer company. I hope it goes out of business in the next couple of years. And I hope the staff that work there find decent employment with good employers, with good morals, because OpenSea certainly haven't had good morals ever since they started. So good riddance to them. That's all I can say. Now, I think we are at 11:53. We've overrun by 8 minutes. And to be fair, I don't think that's too bad. I'm on my own. I've got 3 mobile phones. I have everything to do. I don't know where Brogan is. We've managed to get there without the stream going off, which is another bonus. Now, I am going to say goodbye to YouTube. YouTube is being turned off now. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for coming to Crypto Warehouse. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn the notifications bell on. We stream nearly every day. We make videos nearly every day. We've made a very good video about Russell Brand. We found his 1,000 Bitcoin that he's been hiding. So go and check that video out. We also covered Star Atlas yesterday. So go and check those videos out. And thank you for watching.